everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience. My name is Earl, and tonight is the Wrestling Experience. And of course, tonight we have a lot on the docket. We're going to talk about wrestling news. I have a story on Jerry Lawler. I have a story upon stories of wrestling news, and so much more. And we're going to rewind Dynamite. All of that tonight here on the Wrestling Experience. Please make sure that you hit the like button, you smash that like button, and of course, you subscribe and you share because when you share, you care. And don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to smash that like button. And of course, like I said, subscribe today. But we got breaking news. Here we go. All right, folks. According to the PW Insider, WrestleMania 43 is headed to Saudi Arabia with an official announcement expecting shortly. So the WWE has announced that WrestleMania 43 will go outside of the United States to Saudi Arabia. Well, again, like I said before, I say it again, the Royal Rumble is heading to Saudi Arabia. So now we're going to get WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia for the first time ever. The two-night PLE extravaganza will take place in Saudi Arabia. A lot of fans are not happy about this. Some people are, some people aren't. But what's your thoughts and what's your take on this? WrestleMania 43 will be held outside of the United States for the first time ever. And WWE, these international PLEs have been highly successful for WWE, and it has made them a ton of money over the years that they have been overseas with these PLEs. So I don't know. I have mixed emotions about this. I don't know. I mean, I know it's going to be successful, and I know the Saudi fans would are probably jumping for joy right now that this news is broke and this leaked memo was leaked, but WWE has not made this official yet. We do not know if WWE is going to pull the trigger or not, and they will make that announcement. Because we have 42 going back to Vegas, we still don't know where 43 will be, but this looks like it's a sure thing that the WWE is going to give Saudi Arabia WrestleMania 43. This is the first time that like I said, the first time the two-night PLE will be held in the desert. I don't know how you all feel about it, but that's the scuttlebutt around the internet is WrestleMania 43. Daniel Berta Sports says happy Thursday and hello everyone. Hello Daniel Berta Sports. Thank you so much for popping in. And make sure that you hit the like button. So how do you all feel about this? How do you all feel about WrestleMania 43 going to Saudi Arabia? What is your thoughts on extravaganza, this extravaganza um, being held in Saudi Arabia? Well, you all, my feeling is this: the international events have been highly successful. WWE has a partnership with Saudi Arabia to bring premier live events to Saudi Arabia. I guess the WWE must have sat back and said this is a no-brainer and we will make money hand over foot in the event. But again, like I said, WWE has not pulled the trigger on this statement. and they said they will be making a statement on it very soon. Is Saudi Arabia getting WrestleMania? Well, we're going to find out. Tune into WWE TV and see what they're going to announce. So, all right, so that's the story with that. All right, folks. And later on in the show, I'll give you more wrestling news, but I thought I would give you that little tidbit. So we'll get back to the wrestling news in just a moment. And all right, let's talk about AEW Dynamite. Dynamite last night took place in the 2300 arena as AEW finished their residency, and they finished their residency last night. And again, I don't have any issues with this whatsoever. I thought the residency was a complete success to AEW, even though it was marred with protests about Tony Khan and his treatment of the workers at the 2300 arena. They were not happy with Tony Khan, and they were not pleased with his handling of their workers and their skilled workers and their yeah. So the residency was marred with a lot of protests and a lot of backlash, no pun intended, with Tony Khan being there. So um Jeffrey says, what's up? Well, yeah, Jeffrey, how you going tonight? How's it going, Jeffrey? Jeffrey, smash the like button. Smash that like button. Everyone in the chat, please smash that like button. So last night we had AEW Dynamite. Dynamite took place last night, as I said, in the 2300 arena. It was the final Dynamite. It was the final Dynamite in Philadelphia, and this was marred with, well, the ending was a bit shocking. Was a bit shocking to say none the least. But I'll talk about that in just a moment. I watched Dynamite an hour ago, and boy, Daniel, yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute, Jeffrey. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. All right. The opening contest of Dynamite was Hangman Adam Page taking on Josh Alexander. The match was fine. The match was physical. Hangman Adam Page really went after Josh Alexander. And the two men really and truly, this was a grudge match, and these two men put the grudge in the match. Oh, this Hangman Page fought tooth and nail, even though there was shenanigans from the Don Callis family. He survived the whole thing. He survived the whole thing. When the smoke was cleared, Hangman Adam Page defeated Josh Alexander in a hard fought physical matchup. Yeah, the match was physical. The match was physical, Jeffrey, and I agree with your assessment. The match was physical. And Hangman, Hangman won the match, and he won it handily, even though there was shenanigans involved. After the match, Hangman calls out the Proto Star. He calls out Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher comes in the ring, challenge Hangman to an AEW title match at all out in Toronto, and now the match is official. So it will be Kyle Fletcher taking on Hangman Adam Page for the AEW title, and that won't happen That will happen next Saturday, the 20th of September, and it will be all out in Toronto, and it will happen at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, I'm going to stream that show, but I'm going to give you the encore presentation of the show due to the fact that the show starts at 3 o'clock and it will run up against WrestlePalooza, which will happen at 7 p.m. on ESPN, and that will be WWE's debut on ESPN. So I'm going to give you the show. I'll give you the show. The encore version of the show, and I'm going to then give you the WrestlePalooza. So we're going to do WrestlePalooza first, then we're going to do the encore of All Out. I'll call all the matches from AEW that night, and of course, I'll give you the matches on WrestlePalooza. So it's going to be a big wrestling time for all of us next Saturday, the 20th of September. Um, Gotta buy some snacks. Yes, Kyle, gotta buy some snacks. Yes, gotta buy those snacks. Absolutely. So, big weekend. Absolutely, Jeffrey. This is a big weekend. So, so getting back to the match, the match was fine for what it was. Great chemistry, great nuance in the match. Everybody played their part well in the match. A-Man won with the buckshot lariat. He gave Josh Allen the buckshot lariat, and I said before Kyle Fletcher came out, they challenged him to the AEW match. Matches, official matches on, and now we have Hangman versus Kyle Fletcher. All right. On an entertainment level, on an entertainment level, I'm going to give this match, I'll give the match a 6. The match gets a 6. Now, I would have gave the match a little bit more in the entertainment level, but because of the shenanigans in the match, I'll have to reduce the number. So I reduced the number and I gave the match a 6. I gave the match a 6, but it was good for what it was. And do I want to see this again? Absolutely not. No, no, absolutely not. No, Kyle's got to buy some socks. Oh, yes, that was 6 is fair. Yeah, it is. Yeah, everybody in the audience was shouting, "Buy some socks" to Kyle Fletcher as he came out with with no socks on in his shoes and high water pants like Gunther. So that's a new style now for men. So so anyway, so anyway, yeah. So the match gets a 6, and the match gets a 6. Like I said, I was gonna bump it up. I was gonna bump it up in the entertainment level, but I gave it a 6. So anyway, that was the opening contest. That was the opening contest of Dynamite. All right, Mercedes Monet and Amy Sakura took on Alex Wins and Riho. The match was fine. Bruce Harper, how's it going tonight, Bruce? Oh, Bruce, how's it going tonight? Good to see you, Bruce. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for watching the wrestling experience. Um, uh, Bruce said, Earl, I hope you are doing good. I hope you yeah, I'm doing great, Bruce. And yes, I had a good day. Thank you, Bruce. I hope you had a good day too, Bruce. Jeffrey says, what's up, Bruce? Earl, I'm good. What he said? Earl, I'm good. I just got, I just got back from training. Oh, okay. All right, Bruce. Oh, awesome. Hope your training goes well. Um, so getting back to the match, Mercedes Monet, Mercedes Monet took on and Amy Sakura. took on Alex Windsor and Rio. Like I said, the match was all right for what it was. Do I want to see it again? Absolutely not. Rio has challenged Mercedes for the TBS Championship at All Out in Toronto next Saturday afternoon. So, but the match, like Jeffrey said, this was a fun tag team match. Yeah, I agree with the assessment. The match was fun. The match was fine for what it was, and it was okay. It was all right. They win the match. Rio and Alex Windsor win the match, and now Rio is setting her sights on Mercedes for that TBS championship at All Out in Toronto, which, by the way, I will have the predictions for All Out in Toronto plus WrestlePalooza, all of that next Thursday on the Wrestling Experience. It's prediction night. It's prediction night, and we're going to have all of it for you next Thursday night for the Wrestling Experience. Um, yeah, what was that? Rio comes in and immediately has a yeah. Jeffrey, there's no build. There's no build to this match whatsoever. Last week on Dynamite, not last night, but last week on Dynamite, Rio comes out and stomps on Mercedes, shocks her, drop kicks her out of the ring. She holds up the title. She looks at Mercedes, and that's it. She gets a title match. Boom, boom, boom. Make the match happen, and that's it. No build, no nothing to it, no nothing. Just book the match. All right. So we have no build for the match. None. Um. So that's what's happening next weekend with All Out in Toronto. Um. Amy Sakura was Rio's. Yeah, I that's what they said on the broadcast. So, like I said, the match was fun. The match was fine. On an entertainment level, I'll be nice. I'll give the match a 7. The match gets a 7. The match gets a 7. And that is the best I can do with it. Now, do I want to see this again? No, absolutely not. No. But it was good for what it was. It was good for what it was. A fun tag team match, and Rio's momentum is continuing into Toronto next weekend. All right. All right, let's continue. FTR comes out and attacks and threatens audience members and attacks camera crew. FTR is upset. They want a piece of Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. They're going to get it. They're going to get it next weekend and Toronto at All Out. They're gonna get that match. They're gonna get it. Um, like I said before, and I'll say it again, the match is gonna be a banger. The match is gonna be a banger, and there's no doubt about that. That match is going to be a banger. But what FTR did to the camera crew and attacking the AEW ring crew was absolutely ridiculous. They should be fined for that. You're not supposed to do that. Wrestlers should not be attacking the film crew. You should be doing that. Those cameramen work hard. Those cameras are expensive, and you should not be putting your hands on the camera person, nor threatening the audience. That's not what you're supposed to do. But that's what FTR did last night. They were acting like fools, and Tony Khan should fine them for it. And I don't know what Tony Khan was thinking, but I would be finding somebody after the match. After not well, it wasn't a match. After the segment. So so anyway, folks, that was that segment. And I'm not gonna rate it on any entertainment level. It wasn't entertaining for me to see that. I thought the plant from the crowd was going to get jumped. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. I didn't see, but it wasn't entertaining for. So I'm not gonna rate that. I'm not gonna rate that. I'm not gonna rate that. It just flopped. All right. Ricochet versus Shelton Benjamin. The match was fine, but here's what I disagreed with. Ricochet came on the air and said that he wanted to be a gentleman, and he said the gates of agony put was staying in the back. So he said to Shelton Benjamin, "My boys stay in the back, your boys stay in the back, and we'll have a one-on-one Imano matchup." Well, the match was going great until the end when the gates of agony came in and they laid waste to Shelton Benjamin and helped Ricochet win the match. So Ricochet cannot say that he defeated Shelton Benjamin clean because he did not. We all saw it. We saw what he did, and Tony Leona and Bishop Kong interfered in the match and cost them that. Um, El El Juggalo, how are you doing tonight? Hit the like button, El Juggalo. Thank you so much. Whoop whoop to you too. Um, so um, that is what happened in the match. So Ricochet wins over Shelton Benjamin thanks to some help from the Gates of Agony. Could win the match himself. He had to have the Gates of Agony, and he broke his promise to Shelton Benjamin. Well, the rest of the Hurt Syndicate came out, and they were destroyed by the Gates of Agony and Ricochet, which will lead up to this trios match coming up next Saturday in Toronto at All Out. And what is it? I don't believe him whatsoever. No, I didn't believe it either. I did not fall for that. I didn't fall for that. I did not fall for that trickery. I knew he was up to no good the minute the Gates of Agony came out and helped Ricochet. So I kind of knew that this was the road that they were going to travel on, and he was going to help Ricochet. All right, folks. All right. On the entertainment level, because of the shenanigans, I'm going to give the match a 7. The match gets a 7, and that's the best I can do for it. I'll give the match a 7. I would have did it higher if the match was wet and won clean, but it wasn't. So yeah, he can't wait. He can't win on his. No, he can't. No, he can't win on his own. No, he can't. No, he reminds me of several wrestlers that can't do that, but we won't go there. Yeah, 7 is solid. Yes, I'll give the match a 7. I'll give the match a 7. And it was fine for what it was. Okay, folks, we had the Philly street fight. It was Tony Storm, timeless Tony Storm, taking on Alan Sky Blue. You know something? I absolutely love Tony Storm. She is the most entertaining and funniest thing. She does the most funniest things in a wrestling match. Last night she channeled her inner Sandman and she banged herself on the head with a bottle. Then she used the kendo stick. So she really was in character when she came out for the street fight with Sky Blue, knowing that it was in Philadelphia. So she wanted to pay homage to the ECW wrestlers. I thought this was funny. I thought this was yeah, that was a great match. Tony Storm and Sky Blue, great match. Yeah, I thought it was great too. I thought it was great too. Tony Storm Tony Storm, and then after the match, all the ladies that were in the triple threat, the fatal four way, excuse me, the fatal four way for Tony's title at All Out came out. and laid waste to Tony Storm. So, um, yeah, the match was fine for what it was. Tony Storm used mouse traps on the table. There was mouse traps on the table. The table didn't break. Sky Blue. Then they used a staple gun. Then there was kendo sticks. So these ladies were really and truly embracing the Philadelphia Street Fight moniker and the gimmick. So they kind of like they kind of embraced the gimmick and did some things to bring out the street fight level in ECW style, knowing that they were in the 2300 arena. So I don't have any problems with this match. Yeah, lots of staples and yeah, lots of staples in several places. Okay, folks. All right. Um, what did Jeffrey say? Record player, VHS. Yeah, yeah, they used everything in this match. There was signs. They used everything in this match from soup to nuts. So the match was good. The match was fun for what it was. So on an entertainment level, I'm gonna give this match a 9. The match gets a 9, and I liked it. The match gets a 9, and that was the best I can do for it. The match gets a 9 on an entertainment level. So I liked it. I liked it. It was just really good stuff. Yeah, I gave it a 9. I give it a 9 too, Jeff. The match gets a 9. The match gets a 9. And that's what I can do for it. Yeah. The match gets a and notable moments in the match. Tony Storm came out with the kendo stick sign by ECW legend Sandman and delivered the signature tug and spit. Yeah, that she did that in the match. Blue brought out a staple gun and stapled timeless storm in the most sensitive areas. And Storm got a couple of staples on Sky Blue too. The two battled on the barricade. I thought that was great. The ending with Sky Blue smacking Storms with the street sign. Yeah, all of that stuff was in the match. Um, yeah, no gummy worms, no gummy worms. Yeah. So all of that was in the match. All of that was in the match, and I gave the match a 9. So that's some good stuff from Tony Storm and Sky Blue. All right. Okay. We're up to the Dynamite main event. And this was the 500K 10-man tag match. This was the Ops and Brodito versus the Death Riders and the Young Bucks. Matt, Nick Jackson, and Claudio Castagnoli and Will Yuta. Matt, Nick, Max, Claudio Castagnoli, and Will Yuta defeated Brody Bandito and, of course, Samoa Joe and the Ops. So the match was fine. After more disrespect at catering from former friends, the Bucks met John Moxley, who told them that they could keep all the money if they won. So Moxley said in the in the segment that he didn't want the money. He told the Bucks, "You keep it. We win the match, you keep the money." So he gave the money away to the Bucks. The Bucks came out to the old Dynamite theme song. They came out to the Dynamite theme song, not their theme song, but the Dynamite theme song. And one thing that was really funny, Excalibur said on the microphone, "I haven't heard this theme song in years. Good stuff, AEW." Hey, Dro, how's it going? Everybody in the chat, make sure you smash that like button. You smash it. I thought this was funny. I thought this was absolutely funny. This was funny, and I had a good time with this match. I really and truly had fun with this match. I did. The match was fine. Taz is a legend. Yes, he is, Dro. Yes, he is. So, Excalibur was funny on the microphone when he said that, and the Bucks came out. The match was over, and the Death Riders team won the match. The Bucks kept the money as per agreement, and then afterwards, Darby Allin came in and he was attacking. He was attacking. He went after um, Moxley, but what happened in the end of Dynamite was really shocking. Out of nowhere, from behind, was Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia is now a member of the Death Riders, and this was absolutely shocking. He went and he absolutely went off on Darby Allin, beating Darby Allin down, smashing his head against the steel chair. Moxley was just directing traffic, and Daniel Garcia did what Moxley asked him to do in his bidding, and he put down Darby Allin. Well, this doesn't bode well for Darby Allin in this coffin match. This does not bode well for Darby Allin in this coffin match because now Daniel Garcia is a member of the Death Riders, and I shudder to think what Moxley is going to transform Garcia into. Because if he tells him to be vicious like himself, Darby Allin is in trouble. He is in deep doo-doo trouble because there is no way he's going to survive that. There are too many of them, and in that coffin match, you know that coffin match is going to be full of shenanigans. You know it's going to be full of shenanigans. Darby Allin doesn't have a stand a chance. He doesn't stand a chance. There's nobody that will help Darby Allin in this coffin match. So I'm concerned. I'm concerned for Darby Allin because now Garcia has turned his back and become the heel, and he will probably be a vicious heel if Moxley trains him to be such. So we're gonna have to find out and see what happens here. Let's go to the comments and see what it says. Jeffrey says he missed the first part of the stomp on the chair. Already a botch. Yeah, yeah, he messed that up. Yeah, that was a mess. Yeah, he messed that up. Jeffrey said, yeah, okay, I read that. What did Darby say? I think Chris Statlander isn't far behind to join. Yeah, I think so too. They're trying to recruit a lot of people in the Death Riders. And then what did Jeffrey say? Why, Danny? Why? Yeah, Darby didn't care who was in the ring. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't. Okay, so Jeffrey brought out Garcia botched the first time when he was supposed to smash Darby Allin's face in the chair. He smashed his face in the mat. But then afterwards, he set the chair up, and then he really smashed Darby Allin's face in the chair, knocking Darby Allin out cold. And as I said before, I'll say it again. Garcia, when he's a heel, and now he is a heel, and with Moxley in his corner, you know he's going to be vicious. You know he's going to be vicious, and you know he's going to interfere in that coffin match. So, and like Jeffrey said, and I agree with him, uh, Statlander is not far behind from joining the Death Riders either. They're trying to recruit her. So, I guess there was strength in numbers. I guess that's what it is. Um, on an entertainment level, I'm gonna give this match. I give the match a 6. I give the match a 6. After the Death Riders did what they did to Darby Allin and the heel turn. All right, I'll be nice. I'll bump it up from a 6 to a 7. The match gets a 7. The match gets a 7 because of the heel turn. I'll give the match a 7, and that's the best I can do for it. Great chemistry. Great. Once everybody played their part in the match, the Bucks kept the money, and Darby Allin was destroyed and vanquished by the now heel Danny Garcia, who turned his back not only on Garcia, I mean, not only on Darby Allin, but everybody else in the locker room. And I guess Garcia just got tired of losing to Moxley. And like the old saying goes, if you can't beat them, join them. And that's exactly what I think Garcia's mindset is. Um, Daniel Garcia wasn't doing anything significant. He lost his TNT championship, so he was lost. Yeah, I agree. He was lost. But he also couldn't beat Moxley. He also couldn't beat Moxley. He couldn't beat Moxley. So, like I said before, I'll say it again, like the old saying goes, if you can't beat them, join them. So, all right, folks, that was Dynamite. That was AEW Dynamite. The show as a whole, I'll give the show a B. The show gets a B, and that's the best I can do for the show as a whole. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I gave the show a B. So, folks, that was Dynamite. If you didn't hear the breaking news that we broke today, while we were on the air before I got into Dynamite, WrestleMania 43 looks like it's heading to Saudi Arabia for the first time ever. The WWE is set to make this official very soon, and I don't have any thoughts on it. I really don't have any thoughts on it. Their international PLEs have sold out a lot. Thank you, Dro, for the like. Thank you, Dro, for the like. I greatly everyone in the chat. Everyone in the chat, please, hit the like button. Hit the like button and give me some likes. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you for all the likes, all the subscriptions, all of the subs. I greatly appreciate it. I can't do this without you. I keep saying that over and over again. And all your generosity and time makes my heart grow fonder. So thank you so much for your time and energy. I greatly appreciate it. Um, I think Mania and Saudi is gonna rub some people the wrong way. Yeah, you know something, Jeffrey. Everyone is on the everyone's on the different spectrums of this. There are some people that love it. They think it's a great idea. Some people don't think it's a great idea. Some people think that the WWE has sold their soul to the Saudis, and this is. Uh, Listen, you're not gonna please everyone with this. It's just not gonna please. Um, I don't mind it because I'm gonna watch it either way. Yeah, I mean, it's historic. This is the first time that Mania is going to be held outside of the United States, just like the Royal Rumble will. When the Royal Rumble takes place in Saudi next January, this is going to be the first time that the Royal Rumble is being held outside of the United States. It's never been held outside of the United States before. So this is unprecedented. And the WWE likes to do unprecedented things. They like to do things for the first time, and they like to display something that they've never done before. And I know that this Rumble, I know that there are some people that said they will not watch the Rumble. They don't want to watch it. Some people don't want to watch because it's in Saudi Arabia. It's blood money. It's all this stuff. It's all of these emotions that come out of people. But you have to understand something here. The WWE, has done successfully in the international market. And yes, it may not be the best international market that they should be going to, but all of their PLEs in the Saudi market have been successful. They did have an issue going back the last time, being held up in the airport by the Saudi government, but um, but as far as the event goes, as far as the event goes, the event was solid. The event was good. It was good for the Saudi people. They were cramming for this event, and if this event is it does come to fruition, the Saudi people that watch wrestling, they're going to be jumping for joy because they're going to see a 2 night event. So we have to see. We have to see what WWE is going to do, what announcement they're going to make, and we'll see. We just have to wait and see from WWE TV and see exactly what their decision is with WrestleMania 43. Again, like I said, there's no concrete confirmation yet from the WWE, but major outlets and several different blogs and everything else at major different sources have says that this is going to happen. So, um, let's go to the chat. What's the first? Well, what's the first word in WWE? It's World Wrestling Entertainment. So why? So they're doing the first part of the name. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I mean, they're yeah, that's a great point, Jeffrey. That's a great point. It's called World Wrestling Entertainment. So what that means is what WWE is, as Jeffrey brilliantly said, it's World Wrestling Entertainment. It used to be the World Wrestling Federation, but now it's called World Wrestling Entertainment. So WWE, the first part is world. They take their company around the world. They can't sit there. See, here's the problem that I have with people. Okay, listen. This is a global brand. Listen to me carefully. WWE is a global brand. They take their organization literally around the world. They have done Lisbon, Portugal. They have done um, the UK, all over the UK. Okay, they've done France. They've done Australia. WWE has gone all over the world, literally all over the world. And what did Jeffrey said? And they're traveling. That's what I just said. They travel all over the world and they entertain the international audience from Milan, Italy, all the way around to Sydney, Australia. WWE has seen literally around the world and they take their international events seriously because they care about their international fans. The fans here in the United States, we get events every so often, and we get those events. The international audience hardly gets a PLE. They hardly get a house show. They don't get too many things in that market. So when the WWE sits down with their brass and they decide, well, let's take this event and see where this goes, and they take the event outside of the market and they give it to the international market. It's successful because the international audience don't really get these kind of events. They don't get a Royal Rumble. They don't get a WrestleMania. So I don't think we all should be too wound up about this. I don't think so because of the name and the global brand that the WWE is in. Yes, you may not agree with they going to Saudi. You may not agree with it. But the WWE, the Saudi government pays the WWE. Saudi Sports pays the WWE. WWE charges the Saudi government a site fee. All right. They do the site fee. They make the money. There is no extra bonus for the wrestlers who wrestle on that show. All of that is in their paycheck already. It's already been infused. So there's no separate check coming when if you wrestle in Saudi. But if you don't want to wrestle in Saudi, all you got to do is go to WWE and say, listen, I don't want to have any affiliation with this. I'm not wrestling in Saudi. And that's all you do. You get taken off the card. Plain and simple. They just use the wrestlers, whoever wants to go to Saudi and perform in front of the Saudi people. So that's all I'm saying. If this happens, and it looks like it will happen, then what are we to, we can't complain about it. We can't complain about it. It's called WWE for a reason. Yeah, thank you, Jeffrey. It's called WWE for a reason. We can't sit there and be all upset and wound up because they go to the Saudi Cup. You may not like it. You may not like it. But the thing is, they take their international events all over the world because the international audience demands it and they want to see it. Okay, so maybe they don't bring WrestleMania there again after 43. Maybe it was a one-time runoff and see how it works. See how it works logistically. That's all. That's all I'm saying. So don't get all wound up about it. Don't get wound up about it because there's nothing you could do about it. There's nothing we all can do about it. It's gonna happen if it looks like it will happen. And we just have to just accept it for what it is. You don't want to watch it? You don't have to. You don't have to. No one is telling you that you don't want, that nobody's telling you you have to watch this show or that show. If you're not a person that want to see WWE in Saudi, you don't want to watch it, you don't have to. You don't have to. Plain and simple, you don't have to. You don't have to support it. You don't. You just don't watch it. Just don't order it. Just don't look on it. Don't look on ESPN. Don't look on it. Do something else. That's all I'm saying. I'm waiting for Mania in the UK too. Yeah, if this is successful, who knows where WrestleMania goes after that? Who knows? Good point. Thank you. They've done Puerto Rico exactly. Garrett, how's it going? Garrett says I'm impressed with Shelton. Yeah, Shelton Benjamin last night was good with Ricochet. That was a good match. That was a good match. That was a very good match. Garrett, thank you for your comment and hit the like button, Garrett. So, so folks, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying about this and WrestleMania. So that's my thoughts on it. That's my thoughts. All right. Let's go to some wrestling news, and then we're going to move on. Um, let's see. What did Jeffrey say? They've done Crown Jewel, and we barely complained. Yeah, well, that's the truth. I mean, when nobody complained about that. I mean, nobody complained about that. I mean, I listen. I have seen all of WWE's PLEs. I have done them all. I have streamed them all from Saudi. I have done them all. Okay, I have supported it all. Yes, I supported it all. It's an event that takes place in Saudi Arabia. They are entertaining the Saudi audience. It's called World Wrestling Entertainment, and the world is in front of their name and their moniker. And that's what they do. They take the wrestling around the world and they show you and showcase their events. If you don't like their wrestling in Saudi and you don't want to watch, just like the Royal Rumble, if you don't want to watch the Royal Rumble in Saudi, then you don't have to. Nobody's telling you that you have to watch it. You don't have to. You don't have to. You have a mind of your own. You have your own opinion. And if you don't like watching it, you don't want to watch it, then you don't have to. You don't have to. I have to stream it because I want to give it to my audience. I want to give it to my audience. And that's what I do. I give everything to my audience because I love my audience and I love giving them wrestling. I love giving them my opinions. I love calling the matches wherever it is, whether it's in Norfolk, Virginia or Lyon, France. Yeah. Um, it, well, thank you, Jeffrey. I greatly appreciate it. But we give wrestling wherever it is. And I give it to my audience. And like I said before, and I'll say it again, if you don't like watching wrestling in Saudi with the WWE, you don't have to. There's millions of fans that will tune in to watch it. There's tons of fans that would sit there and watch it. I watch it because I want to give it to my audience. I want to give it to the fans. I want to give them a fan's perspective. I give a fan's perspective. I'm a fan just like everybody else. And I am with everyone in the trenches. And I give you my opinion and I give you my thoughts. I'm not saying my way is the highway, but I just give you my opinion, and my opinion is my opinion only. I'm not, like I said, no one, you can't lead a horse to drink. You got to do what you got to do, you know? Jeffrey said, this shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. No, that's I'm not shocked about this. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not jumping up and down. I'm just giving you my opinion. I'm sorry. That's the way I feel. Um. Okay, folks. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. TKO President Mark Shapiro says WWE lags behind UFC in ticket profits and still has work to do. WWE is not where UFC is on its ticket yield, and we have some work to do here. Vince McMahon was pricing the tickets for families and wasn't fully focused on maximizing the opportunity. So when Mr. McMahon was in charge of WWE, he made the tickets affordable. He made the tickets affordable for fans to help with the economy and everything else. But now that TKO is taking over WWE and they're in charge of the money, they want to raise those ticket prices as high as they could possibly raise because it says that WWE lags behind in ticket sales. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I disagree with this. You are pricing out the poor who cannot afford a wrestling ticket. So what you're basically telling the fans and you're telling people, hey, if you're poor, you can't afford a wrestling ticket, then don't go. Stay home. That's not a good thing to do to people. That is not the greatest thing to do to people. I don't think that mentality is correct. You shouldn't have that kind of mentality. There are people out there that go from paycheck to paycheck and they want to watch their entertainment. They need a slice of Americana. But if you're going to take the Americana slice away from people who can't afford it, I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, you're pricing the poor out of the wrestling. And what you're doing is you're telling people, well, if you got a black card or you got American Express Gold or whatever you got in your wallet, it doesn't matter. Just go out there and buy that ticket. So it's 2,500. So what? So it's $6,400 for a seat. So what? Buy it. And that's the wrong attitude to take. That's the wrong attitude to take. That's a bit snobbish. That's a bit snobbish on your part. It's snob. It's snobbish because you're thumbing your nose at the poor. And that's not correct. That's not the correct attitude to take or mindset to take with somebody. Wrestling fans are hardworking people. They got some people got kids. Some people got their own lives. Some people got rent. Some people got homes to hold on to. There's mortgages to pay and other things that are going on in people's lives. You can't just automatically thumb your nose down at these people because you want the richest prize in the game. I mean, this is I look at some of the prices now in wrestling seats, and I am just flabbergasted from where it was when McMahon added to what it is now. I mean, it's astronomical. Um, Vince McMahon is a lot of things, but he knew how to not to be expensive when it came to tickets. Absolutely, Jeffrey. Good point. He knew that the fans couldn't afford a seat. And I'm going to tell you something. When you had a PLE, let's say, for example, you had a SummerSlam or you had a Survivor Series in Madison Square Garden, you didn't spend a lot of money on the tickets. You could afford a seat. You could afford us. But now, absolutely, people are like, I'm going to give up on WWE. I've heard a lot of people say that they are about to wash their hands of the WWE because they're too expensive. They can't afford it. They can't touch it. And people want to go to events, but my gosh, how much money can somebody? I mean, I see fans plunk down a lot of money for a seat. But I'm saying to myself, isn't that your mortgage? Isn't that your rent? Isn't that somebody's house payment? I mean, how in the world are you affording these seats? I mean, it's like I look at some of the seats and I run away because I can't afford it. I can't. I try. I tried to get the biggest. I tried to get the most cheapest seat I can possibly squeeze out of my wallet. The cheapest seat I can get out of my wallet. And speaking of tickets, I'm going to tell you something about Madison Square Garden in just a moment. Um, or I'll stay home and watch it live. Yeah, I mean that there's nothing else you can do. There's nothing else you can do. Like WrestleMania, I would like to go to Las Vegas and watch Wrestle, but I saw some of the ticket prices and I can't. I can't see myself going to Vegas and spending that kind of money. But some of you fans don't mind. I do. I mean, maybe your situation is great and you could buy your seat, but for me it's just no bueno. I was like, by the time you spend on the 2 night event, by the time you get the airfare, by the time the hotel is booked, by the time I mean, your wallet is tapping out, no pun intended. There ain't no money to be had. Not unless you go to the casino and you put them $20 in a machine and hope for the best. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel sorry for people who can't afford tickets, man. I feel bad for them. My heart breaks for them because, like I said, I'm a wrestling fan just like you all. And it's hard. It's hard to sit there and look at the numbers after you've done the I mean, SummerSlam for me was it was very expensive the weekend. And it's a good thing I didn't have to stay in a hotel. I live in New York City, so for me it was expensive, but at the same token, I didn't have to spend any extra. You know what I'm saying? I just got the tickets. I didn't have to go to any other events that they had going on. Just that. I just went to the something SmackDown. I did SmackDown. I did Raw, and I did the 2 night SummerSlam. So 4 events I did, and I spent a lot of money, but I did not have to stay in a hotel, which was good, which was a good thing. Chris, how's it going, Chris? Hit the like button, Chris, and thank you for coming in and your comments. I greatly appreciate it, Chris. Hit the like button. Thank you so much, everyone in the chat. Um, Garrett says hi, Chris. What did Chris say? I was watching your show. Oh, great, Chris. I'm glad. Thank you very much, and welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. And thank you for your comment. I greatly appreciate it. So, like I said, I'm a wrestling fan just like you all, and green shirt guy is lucky as hell. Yeah, he is. He must be lucky. He must be lucky. He must be lucky. He must be lucky. Yeah. Um, Chris says I don't hate AEW. It's their storylines that are yeah, well, yeah. Some of their storylines, some of them storylines doesn't make any sense. Um, Garrett says we need to find out Green Shirt Guy real name. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question. I'd like to know his name. Um, okay, folks. Speaking of Madison Square Garden, let's see. Let me see if I can find it in my notes. Hold on, folks. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay. Here's the story about Madison Square Garden. Okay. Let's see what it. Chris says if Megan Bain was champion, Mercedes Monet would be the second fiddle. Yeah, well, you have to see about that, Chris. You have to see about that. Um. All right, folks. So, okay, the official pre-sale for November 17th episode of WWE's Raw at Madison Square Garden has launched with ticket prices listed on Ticketmaster. The event will be John Cena's final appearance on Monday Night Raw. So, as you all know, on Monday night, November the 17th, John Cena will appear on Raw from Madison Square Garden for the final time. I'm going to the event. I will be inside Madison Square Garden, and I cannot wait to be a part of history and John Cena final appearance on Raw in the Garden. It's another Garden moment for me, and I can't wait to do it. I just cannot wait to do it. I think that's going to be great. Um, yeah, we're not talking about AEW right now, Chris. Yeah, I missed them too. So Madison Square Garden, folks, Madison Square Garden. Okay, listen to this. Listen to this, folks. According to the listing, ringside packages, folks. Listen to this. Ringside packages are priced at 2,000. You heard me right. $2,958.25 before fees. This package includes limited edition ringside chair, an autograph from a WWE superstar, and other exclusive merchandise. So if you have $2,958.25, you can get the ringside package for Madison Square Garden. All right. Other ticket prices for the event are as follows. Now, platinum seats, those are the floor seats, those are a couple rows back, I believe. Those seats go for $1,170. 1,107. That's the price. 1,107. That's the platinum seats. Regular ringside floor seats are priced at $815.25. All right. Seats in the back row, in the back floor section, are listed at $398.30. And 100 level seats are listed at $372.20. 200 level is $276.25, and the 400 levels are at $193.25. So the cheapest you can get is the 400 level, which is all the way up, and that's $193. So that's the cheapest you can get. It don't go no further than that. It don't go no further than that. Um, yeah, who can afford those? That's what I mean, Jeffrey. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. These prices chase away the poor. And that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Triple H is Mr. I don't see color. Yeah, okay. Um, does it come with a Jeffrey said, does it come with a house? I don't know, Jeffrey. I don't think so. WWE with Vince McMahon was cheap, but yes, I did say that, Chris. I did say that. Jeffrey said, does it come with a house? The New Day is a new. The New Day is okay. Okay, Chris. You don't have to. You don't have to go there, Chris. I don't have to say that. That's not nice. So, so that's the story about John Cena's final appearance at Madison Square Garden. Like I said, I'm going. I'm going to the show. I'm going to the show. It was I tried to go as cheap as possible with these seats. Um, and that's the only way I'll buy it. If it comes with a house and a car, no, it don't. No, Jeffrey, don't come with none of that. It don't come with none of that, Jeffrey. Just the ticket. Okay, folks. So that's on Madison Square Garden. Okay. All right. Here's some news. Here's some more WrestleMania news. According to Tennessee Titan President and CEO Burke Inhill, WWE has committed to bringing WrestleMania to Nashville, Tennessee for the first time in 2027. This commitment will result in the event taking place in the new Tennessee Titans Stadium, which is set to open in 2027. So Tennessee wants WrestleMania in 2027, and it wants to be held in Nashville, Tennessee. I don't have a problem with this. I think Nashville is great city. It's a great city to host WrestleMania. It's a music. I don't have a problem with this. I don't have a problem with this. Absolutely not. Um, did 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 get all the comments? I did Tuesday before you came on. Oh, okay. All right, Chris. Thank you. Okay, thank you for your comment. CM Punk will be WWE champion again. We'll see. Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. That's correct, Jeffrey. So Nashville wants to host a WrestleMania for the first time ever. I don't have a problem with this. Tennessee Titans, as you know, is a football team, and they're having a brand new stadium, and the stadium is constructively being built right now, and it will be ready in 2027. And Nashville wants to host WrestleMania. Yeah, I understand, Chris. I understand. We miss him too. So I don't have a problem with this. I don't have an issue with this whatsoever. I think this is great for Nashville, and WWE has gone to Nashville many times to host a Raw, a SmackDown. I don't have a problem with this. I have zero problem with this whatsoever. Sami Zayn ran over with Karen Cross. Let's go. No, I don't think so. When did that happen? Ran off? I don't know about that. Um, so that's the story about Nashville and the WWE. All right, let's continue. Here's some terrible news for you all about Jerry the King Lawler. Um, card subject to change. Yeah, yeah. Remember New Orleans? Okay. Jerry the King Lawler has suffered another stroke, forcing him to cancel scheduled appearance at the convention. TMZ Sports reports that the WWE Hall of Fame experiencing medical issues last Friday while staying at one of his homes in Florida. His daughter has since stepped in to bring him back to his primary residence where he plans to rest and recover over the next several weeks before easing back into normal activity. Lawler was originally set to appear at the Horror Hound weekend in Cincinnati, but event organizers announced that he would not be attending, citing personal matters. A concern quickly spread among fans until the real reason became known. So, Jerry the King Lawler, again, folks, has suffered another stroke. The Hall of Famer is in his late 70s, and Jerry the King Lawler has suffered another stroke, and we wish King Jerry the King Lawler all our best of health, and we hope that he recovers from his second bout of strokes. This is not this is terrible news about Jerry the King Lawler, and we hope the King gets better soon. Um, so Jerry the King Lawler, get well soon. Does Jerry the King Lawler? No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a beard. Prayers for Jerry the King Lawler. Absolutely, Jeffrey. Okay. Prayers for him and Jim Ross. Yeah, absolutely, Jeffrey. Absolutely. All right, folks. So that's the news about Jerry the King Lawler. All right, folks. Let's move on. Let's move on, shall we? Let's go to some more wrestling news. Uh, okay. All right, let's go to some more wrestling news, folks. A source at WWE told Fightful Select that Triple H's recent comments about how the company helped change the Saudi Arabia on Pat McAfee show have been prelude to the announcement that WrestleMania 43 is headed to the country. The official announcement could come Friday in Vegas, Las Vegas, ahead of TKO and WWE's supported Trent Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez fight being put on Saturday by Ali Sheik and Riyadh Season. So apparently this what Fightful Select is saying that this WrestleMania 43 announcement is coming on Friday, and they're gonna make it official. Again, like I said, I don't have a problem with this. I don't. I think this is going to be a first. This is historic. WrestleMania has never been held in Saudi Arabia, and they're going to do it. So it all depends on what, I guess it'll be done in the afternoon. Night number one will be held in the afternoon, and then night number two will be held in the afternoon as well. I'm sure around maybe a 1 o'clock start for WrestleMania. And again, I don't have an issue with this. I don't have an issue with this. Fax Garrett. What did Garrett say? Let's see. Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross are both brilliant commentators. Yeah, I agree, Garrett. I agree 100%. I agree with 100%. Um, Jerry the King Lawler and Austin. Oh, okay. Cool. Thanks, Garrett. Yep, Garrett is absolutely right about that. So the announcement for WrestleMania 43 is coming probably on Friday. So look out for that official announcement from WWE. All right, let's go to Fightful Select. Also reports that the WWE wants to establish WrestlePalooza as a brand to create additional marquee events that they can spread out on their international schedule. The change is more site fees and from charging charge more site fees from host cities. So apparently WWE wants to take this WrestlePalooza and make it permanent and take it around uh, internationally and maybe US, mix up the US and the international market. I don't have a problem with this. I don't have a problem with this. It's just that you're going to have to pay more for the ticket. That's all. Just gonna have to pay more for the ticket, and WWE wants to make this not just a one-time thing. It looks like they want to make this a happening. So I don't have a problem with that. Afternoon WrestleMania, I have no issues. That's what I'm saying, Jeffrey. I mean, I don't have an issue with it. Here's the thing, folks. Let's say, for example, the PLE starts at 2 p.m. It starts 2 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon. I don't have a problem with that. You got a 2 hour pre-show for WrestleMania. The show starts at 2 o'clock Eastern time, and okay, so the show is about 4 hours long, maybe 5 hours long. I mean, it's done by 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. And the same thing with night number two. You started at 2 p.m. And then, okay, WrestleMania starts at 2 p.m. It starts earlier than 7. I don't have a problem with this. I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. I don't have a problem with it. You get a 2 hour wrestling pre show, which starts at 11. You get a 2 hour WrestleMania pre show. Okay, it starts at 11. And then the main show starts at 2 p.m. I don't have a problem with it. None. None whatsoever. Zero issues with that. Zero. Um, uh, let's see what they do. And you have more time for yourself late. That's what I mean. That's what I mean, Jeffrey. You have time for yourself. You have time to rest. You have time to recharge your batteries after what you've seen and everything else, and everybody can gather around the internet and talk about what they saw and everything else. And I'm sure there will be pre-shows afterwards. Everyone's going to do it and everything else. I will discuss it on my show, The Wrestling Experience. I'll discuss it on Thursday night. I'll bring you all the action that I saw and rewindment and everything else. So I don't have a problem with it. None. Um, okay, so that was about WrestlePalooza. And right on cue, this weekend Goldman Sachs conference, TKO CEO, COO, Mark Shapiro says they hope to make WrestlePalooza an annual recovering franchise at another WrestleMania or another SummerSlam. So they want to make this WrestlePalooza big like SummerSlam and WrestleMania. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with it. They want to make it as big as possible. I don't have a problem with it. None. The only problem that I have with it was the ticket sales, and I heard the ticket sales were astronomically expensive. But um, other than that, I don't have a problem with this. You want to make it big like WrestleMania and SummerSlam? Go for it. Go for it. And what? Garrett says I left a like. Thank you very much, Garrett. Thank you so much, Garrett. I greatly appreciate the like. Jeffrey says, so will WrestlePalooza gonna be big five? Yeah, I guess so. If TK, that's exactly what TKO wants. That's what they want. Mark Shapiro said it on Goldman Sachs conference. He said it. He said he wanted to be like another WrestleMania or SummerSlam. So that's why I don't have a problem with it. I don't. I don't have an issue with it whatsoever. And I don't have it. There's been internal discussion about the reintroducing of Eleanor Dragunov on WWE TV and having a feud with Rusev per bodyslam.net. So apparently, Eleanor Dragunov is coming back to WWE after he had surgery and he's been out of action now for quite a while, quite a long time, and it looks like he's on his way back. And when he does come back to the WWE, he'll be feuding with Rusev. I don't have a problem with this either. I don't have a problem with this either. Gonna be interesting, it sure will. Dragunov versus Rusev, sign me up. Exactly. I don't have a problem with this. Eleanor Dragunov and Rusev, I don't think they ever wrestled each other before. And if that's the feud, I don't have a problem with it. I don't. Because now he can move on from Sheamus and be with Dragunov in this program. Perfect thing. Thank you, WWE. I like it. I like it. I really like it. And I have no issues with it. And like Jeffrey said, sign me up, please. Sign me up, please. Fresh matchup. Absolutely, Jeffrey. That is what the fans want all the time. Fresh and new. Give me something fresh and new I've never seen before. And if this is what you're going to feed to me, feed me more of it. Because I like it. Yes. Thumbs up for me across the board. But just don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. If you're going to do Eleanor Dragunov and Rusev in a match, don't keep bringing it out on Raw every week. Don't do that. Try to draw it back some. Build the feud up first before you start the match. Maybe build it up until we get to a PLE or something like that. Do it something like that, but don't keep running it back every 20 seconds of the day. We don't want to see that, but it'll be good. Uh, don't say feed me more. I know. I'm sorry, Jeffrey, but I had to say it. I'm sorry. I had to say it, folks. I had to say it. Um, all right. All right. Um, all right. Frightful Select ran down MJF's schedule after the news of his chasing the violent night Jew hint. He got married last Friday, did Collision the next day, and flew to Vancouver to film the movie. He missed Dynamite for that, but will be back in Philadelphia. Well, he was last night. For tomorrow's Collision taping. He'll leave from there from another flight to Vancouver before he heads to Mexico City for a showdown with Mystico on CMLL's big anniversary show next Friday. After which he immediately flies to Toronto to face Mark Briscoe at All Out. following by another flight across Canada to continue to work on the movie. So MJF is going to be busy with what was that word? Frequent flyer miles. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. Frequent flyer miles. MJF is going to be flying all over the place. But he's got commitments. He's got a movie that he's doing right now. He's filming a movie. He's going back and forth with feuds with wrestlers, and he's going to be in Toronto with All Out next Saturday with Mark Briscoe. We're going to find out what Mark Briscoe has chosen for his stipulation for next Saturday afternoon's contest dip with MJF. So that's going to be great. Um, we don't want Cryback coming. No. Mark Briscoe is gonna be all over it. Absolutely. And I cannot wait for the stipulation. No honeymoon for him. No. No. MJF is a very busy man. Very busy. His plate is full. His plate is full. So, folks, that was the wrestling news. That was the wrestling news. Here's another news about All Out. All Out in 2025 will officially be the highest attended All Out pay-per-views in AEW history. This also includes a third consecutive $1 million gate, which AEW has never done before. So apparently, All Out in Toronto is breaking records all over the place. It looks like the crowd will be large, like they did in London, and they broke that attendance, and that's going to be broken at All Out in Toronto. Plus the $1 million gate for AEW and Tony Khan. So congratulations to Tony Khan all around for doing that and All Out in Toronto. The fans are really going to come out and show out and support Khan and his efforts. Um, Again, congratulations to AEW for doing that. That's great. That is great. All right, we have some more wrestling news. Let's get to it. This is going to be our final news of the night, so let's get to it. While some fans on social media wonder if CM Punk may have injured himself during the exit from the ring at Raw, PW Insider says that it is not the case after they asked around. So, when Punk left the ring, apparently that I think they said that Punk hurt himself leaving the ring after the show was over on Raw. But I didn't. I mean, I look back on it. I didn't see any injury that he did to himself. I'm not sure. What was that? The Toronto crowd is Toronto is a great crowd, so I'm not surprised. No, I'm not surprised either, Jeffrey. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at that. I'm not surprised at that. So, getting back to CM Punk. CM Punk, I look back and on Raw. I didn't see him injure himself. I didn't see anything that was wrong with him. Don't remember him and AJ Lee will take on Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch at WrestlePalooza, and this is going to be a mixed tag team match. And remember, it's the men versus the men, the women versus the women, and that's the way it's supposed to go in the match. I can't wait for this match. I can't wait. What did Jeffrey say? Yeah, he went over the top rope, front first, trying to be fancy. Oh, okay, okay, that's what he was doing. Okay, all right. Well, it looks like Punk never injured himself, so he's gonna be fine for the match next weekend. Okay. All right. Fightful Select notes that a number of people in the WWE were frustrated and upset about the recent pictures of Stephanie McMahon and Triple H on vacation being published online. There was issue related to privacy drawn concern. So apparently some reporter or some photographer took some photos, private photos of Triple H and Stephanie McMahon while they were on vacation, and I guess apparently he put it online when he wasn't supposed to, and I think he violated some privacy laws concerning Triple H and Stephanie. We're gonna follow the. We're gonna follow this and see what develops here. No pun intended. And we're gonna find out exactly what this story is about. I'm very curious to see if there's any we're gonna follow up with that and find out if there's anything else that develops out of this story. But apparently, there's some privacy thing going on with Triple H and um, and Stephanie being on vacation with these pictures. Um, so we're gonna keep monitoring that story and tell you what happened. They also say that Raw talent were all confused regarding Stephanie Vaquer situation and why the contract signing segment was changed at the last minute. She's still on from the match, but confusing reigns. Yeah, so if you all didn't hear what happened, last Monday night on Raw, Stephanie Vaquer was supposed to have a contract signing with Io Sky. The two women were going to wrestle each other at WrestlePalooza for the vacated title that was vacated by Naomi, who currently is with child. So the belt has been vacated and we need a new champion. So we were supposed to have a contract signing. Adam Pearce made the announcement that Stephanie Vaquer and the contract signing was pulled. And nobody said any explanation why the contract signing on the segment on Raw was pulled. No one said anything. Everybody thought that something was wrong with Stephanie Vaquer. Well, Stephanie Vaquer showed up on NXT, and she's in a three-way dance next week on NXT Homecoming. She's in a match with Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton. So there's nothing wrong with Stephanie Vaquer. I'm just kind of confused at why WWE pulled the plug on the segment and then had her show up on NXT. I don't get it. I don't. I'm confused. I am totally confused at that. And if you're confused, then so am I because I don't understand that. I don't understand why they pulled the plug on Stephanie's planned contract signing. Still don't know why. Nobody knows why. Very confusing, WWE. Very confusing. Because if she was ill or she wasn't sick, well, I mean, if she was sick or she was ill, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you say something right there at the outset? I mean, I don't get it. I'm at a loss. I'm at a complete, utter loss. Um, Someone says that she looked right there on Tuesday. Oh well, if that's the case, Jeffrey, then she's got to be pulled out of the match entirely. Let's hope that's not the case, but we're gonna have to find out what happens. But she showed up on NXT. Well, that's what I just said. She's in the match in the homecoming. She's in the three-way match. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I read that. Um, the problem is that she hasn't been on TV in weeks to build her and Io on Raw. That's what I mean. I mean that's what I mean. And I thought that this contract signing would have solved that problem. It's confusing. You better believe it's confusing. It's confusing as heck because I don't know what's going on. So we'll keep a track of that. All right. Rob Van Dam claimed that to inside the ring that he was taking part with WWE to be part of John Cena's retirement tour, but he got injured. So Rob Van Dam was supposed to be part of John Cena's return. I'm not sure what his part was in the return, but Van Dam got injured, and the idea was washed. It got washed away. Okay. The last story of the night, folks. On the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer also says that Wardlow tore his pectoral muscle and is expected to be out 6 to 8 months and maybe more. So Wardlow is on the shelf again, and we won't be seeing him anytime soon on AEW TV. He tore his pec, and that is the end of Wardlow. So he did a brief appearance on AEW TV, and now that's it. Jeffrey said Warlow can't catch a break. No, he can't. No, he can't. He needs to stop wrestling. I think so. I think so. Listen, RVD has problems with his yeah. Oh, okay. Um. Yeah, I agree, Jeffrey. I totally agree with that. So Wardlow is out, and just that's just the breaks. Like I said, folks, wrestling isn't ballet. It just isn't. It just isn't ballet. Um, let's see what MJF needs to spend time with his wife instead of rest. Well, Chris, unfortunately, when you are contractually obligated to do a movie and wrestling feuds and everything else, everything has to be put on the back burner. You should know that very well. Wrestlers have lived their lives in suitcases, and their lives belong to the promotion. So whatever they are booked for, that's what they're booked for, and they have to do their actual contractual obligations, and that just takes precedent over everything else. Um, they are if they are billed and booked and advertised as being there, they have to do that contractually obligated. So Jeffrey says, be a manager. I agree. I agree. All right, folks, and that's going to do it for the wrestling experience. That is going to do it for the wrestling experience. And what's this? This is a high a criminal scammers in wrestling. Oh, okay. All right, Chris. I never heard of them, but I'll look them up. Um. Okay, folks, that's going to do it for the wrestling experience. That is going to do it for the wrestling experience. I want to thank you all for watching tonight. I gave you dynamite. I gave you all kind of wrestling news, my thoughts on and opinions. I gave you all of that and more tonight. And I'll be back just 24 hours. I'll be back in 24 hours to give you SmackDown from Norfolk, Virginia. We're going to do Norfolk, Virginia tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown, and we hope that you're going to tune in for that telecast. I'll be on the air at 7:50 Eastern Time if your teeth is where it is. I'll give you Friday Night SmackDown tomorrow night on the USA Network as we begin the weekend again. And what is it? This was a great. This was great, Earl. Appreciate. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Jeffrey said, "I hope Jade wins the championship." Well, we're gonna see about that tomorrow night on the rest on SmackDown. We'll see. We will see. And then don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, immediately following Friday Night SmackDown, we will have Worlds Collide. Remember, that's Worlds Collide number 2. And that will immediately follow Friday Night SmackDown. As soon as SmackDown's off the air, you can jump on and get on board and go watch Worlds Collide. Yeah, that's what I just said, Jeffrey. Worlds Collide is tomorrow night as well, immediately following SmackDown. Once SmackDown is concluded in Norfolk, Virginia, you could go right directly and go watch Worlds Collide. I'm going to do it. I'm not streaming the show, but I will definitely watch it after SmackDown goes off the air. All right, folks, that is going to do it. I'll tune in with you. I'll I'll tune in with you for it. Yeah. Um, Immediately following SmackDown, folks, immediately following SmackDown, I will, well, you know what? I'll do it. I'll do Worlds Collide as well. So join me tomorrow night. I will do SmackDown, and then immediately following SmackDown, we'll jump right into Worlds Collide. And I can't wait to launch it with you as I bring you all the action from Las Vegas, Nevada, and the pavilion in the Thomas and Mack Center, Las Vegas, Nevada. So that's happening. Drink some tea. Yeah, I'm gonna have to drink some tea. Yeah. So, folks, that's gonna do it for me. That was gonna do it for me. Dominic will be a double champion. Well, we're gonna see about that tomorrow night. We'll see about that. Okay, folks, so that's going to do it for me. That is going to do it for me here at the Wrestling Experience. I want to thank you all for watching tonight. I want to thank you all for watching. And I'll be back in 24 hours, folks. Just 24 hours with Friday Night SmackDown, Worlds Collide, all happening tomorrow night on a Friday night. So get in the ring with me and let's get it on tomorrow night on SmackDown and Worlds Collide. I'm Earl Cole. Thank you for watching tonight. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in 24 hours with SmackDown Worlds Collide tomorrow night on the USA Network. See you all later on the Wrestling Experience.